SmackDown rundown.
That's it?
We're just going to tell you what happened.
Yep. All right.
So sit down and listen. Unless you don't have a chair.
Lay down.
Okay. Lay down and listen.
Really
Turn the lights down pretty low. Maybe light a few candles.
We're going to get you in the mood for
Rose petals on the floor. Since you're laying down on the floor. We didn't give you the opportunity to be on your bed doing this.
All right, this is getting weird. All right, let's be.
You can be in your bed if you want.
This episode of SmackDown.
This Oedipus syndrome.
Oedipus of SmackDown was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode.
I enjoyed it. What's a synonym for thoroughly?
I don't know.
What's slightly less than thoroughly?
Thorough-ish.
I enjoyed this slightly less than he did.
There you go. Well, why you gotta play the ladies like that? Like, what was that?
Well, that was the not legal person attacking the legal person in the match.
But Carmella's just they could have won the match. She pulled Nikki out of the sharpshooter.
This apparently this Carmella Nikki Bella fucking beef goes way deeper than any of us realize.
Apparently, because Carmella's like, fuck it, I don't want my tag team partner to get the win. I want to beat the shit out of the bitch.
Yeah.
Alright.
Carmella has kind of gone off the deep end, I think.
A little bit.
We'll get back to that in a minute.
Yeah. Still no actual Kurt Hawkins. We got
Kurt Hawkins facts.
We got the impressions version of Face the Facts, though. Which was thoroughly entertaining. Still looking forward to the first match he has, though.
Yeah, him versus Cena.
Randy Orton is cleared. He had a match and beat Eric Rowan fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And then we had Eric Rowan with his clown lamb. Or it kind of looked like John Wayne Gacy, didn't it?
Circus sheep. Sheepus. Nope.
Circus afro.
It
was, I'm not sure what the deal with that was. I'm glad that Randy Orton's cleared,
It's slightly rapier than usual.
This is true. It is slightly rapier than usual.
You don't count those sheep before you go to bed. If you do, you have issues.
And then Bray Wyatt, sent another message.
Promo.
His usual shtick.
I'm kind of tired of Bray Wyatt promos, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's all he does now is promo.
Yeah.
And then he wrestles on the pay-per-view and loses.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the pre-Undertaker. Where it seems like he only wrestles on the pay-per-views. Undertaker only wrestles on one pay-per-view.
But he only wrestles on the pay-per-views. So he'll wrestle 8 times this year.
He's the taker.
He's the undercard taker.
Yeah, there we go. Which is kind of sad to say because Randy Orton's feuding with him. Randy Orton's not usually an undercard guy.
No.
But hey, you know what? He can do the promos because Bray Wyatt does have a bit of the gift of gab.
That is. I think that's his saving grace.
He talks a good game, which I think it's the only reason why he's got anything going right now. Period.
Which sucks.
If he didn't have any promo skills, he'd probably be like Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel and all those other guys who don't really have storylines going on, who just come out once in a while and have a match.
Yeah.
He'd probably be wrestling a lot on main event.
Yeah. We had Baron Corbin defeat Apollo
Maybe that's what
Crews.
he's been doing. Maybe he's been doing just main event appearances, and since we stopped covering main event,
we're missing all the Bray Wyatt matches.
He's just over there squashing who's on SmackDown? Kalisto over and over again.
Maybe. I don't know.
The Ascension.
Baron Corbin versus Apollo Crews. Baron Corbin getting extremely... Both of them were actually very aggressive in this.
Apollo Crews beat the shit out of Baron Corbin for 75% of this match.
Yeah, last week when he got attacked and this week, Apollo Crews doesn't have his usual happy-go-lucky entrance. He just storms to the ring. He doesn't give up. fuck. He wants to beat the hell out of Baron Corbin. So he does that for a bit. Baron Corbin gets it back.
Yeah, I feel like he might have or Corbin might have not be injured, but was definitely feeling the effects from some of the stuff that happened, because it seemed like a really hard bump when Cruz gave him the deadlift Samoan drop.
Oh, that's
where he does that and then flips him over and falls back like that, and then he went out of the ring, and then the next thing Cruz did was throw him into the barricade.
Yeah.
And then when he threw him into the barricade, when Corbin hit the ground, he actually started yelling, which is very on par for the course for Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
It's maybe he fucking irritated the shit out of his back.
Yeah. Well, then he got Apollo Crews back when he had him up against the post.
Dick first.
He was stomping him and then holding him there, and then he did the Jeff Hardy drop kick.
Yeah.
And Apollo Crews went, "Fuck." They had to bleep it out.
Because he had his dick up against the post, and he drop kicked him right in the ass.
There was also, when Baron Corbin got it back, he had him on the barricade, and he had Cruz's head turned and was just smashing his forearm on his face.
I think the big thing here, though, is we had Jack Swagger out on commentary during this match.
Yes.
And post-match, which Baron Corbin won, because right after he drop kicked the dick into the post, he hit him with an end of days.
Yeah.
They got in each other's face again.
Yeah. So they're definitely building some sort of feud between the two of them, which is good for Swagger because it'll make him slightly relevant, and it's good for Corbin because Swagger is a very underutilized talent, and I think he's going to be one to push Baron Corbin more.
Yeah, well, he's so much more experienced in the ring than Baron Corbin.
Yeah, and being similar size and being as athletic as he is, it's gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for. Is that's gonna be what you would call an old-fashioned hoss fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because those are two just big dudes who, much in the way of Cesaro and Sheamus, they just kind of haul off when they're fighting.
Right.
So that's what's going to make their match inevitably down the line. Whenever it happens, it's going to be entertaining.
Absolutely.
Probably no mercy.
Let's talk about the stuff that really mattered, though. We open up with a women's contract signing. A great promo for both of these girls.
Yeah.
Becky,
sob story.
It,
Just kidding. Inspiration story.
It was good. Alexa was just throwing so many little catty lines at her initially, and she had all these little comebacks, and then Alexa goes on this tangent talking about how she wasn't born to be a champion, she's destined to be second place, and then Becky gets all yeah, you know what, blah blah blah, but I fought my way to a championship, and the crowd is just. They're fucking head over heels for Becky at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so good.
They were to begin with. I mean,
and then
she is the the one woman that they really super get behind on SmackDown.
And it's good to see. For me, I understand it's you cheer for who you want to cheer for, but for me, I do like when the crowd goes with the storyline and cheers who they're supposed to cheer for, especially when it's Becky Lynch, because she deserves it. But then Alexa is totally sold on this, making Becky realize her place in life, and saying that she's going to make sure she realizes that she is just a one-hit wonder. And she does this little, she picks up the contract and motions Daniel Bryan for a pen. And Daniel's like, "Oh, it's in the folder." And she goes, "Oh, here." And then she smacks Becky in the face, signs the contract, and flips the table over on Becky, and storms away. And Becky just hauls off, runs, and beats the shit out of her. She has to struggle and run away from Becky. Becky goes in, signs the angriest contract ever, and then holds up the belt. And I'm even more excited for this match.
Yeah, the one thing I got a little sidetracked. Because Alexa was sort of repetitive.
Yes.
And she used the word honestly way too much.
I watched her on Talking Smack a couple weeks ago. I think it was last week when she won the number 1 contendership. Yeah, she kind of goes back to the same couple words. So promos aren't quite her strong suit yet, but I like her passion. Her passion's good.
I bet it is.
Why you gotta be like that? We had American Alpha looking for revenge on the Usos for ruining their chance of being the tag team champions.
This was honestly my favorite part of the night.
This was the best story that was told.
I won't say that it was the best match of the show, because matches we haven't got to yet, Ambrose versus Cena was good, and Ziggler versus Miz was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But this was my favorite part of the whole show.
Yeah. Obviously, American Alpha coming back to, get back at the Usos for ruining their shot.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 punch they're looking for.
Yeah.
Revenge against the Usos, plus the winner of this match faces Rhino and Heath Slater for the tag belts.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, we lost that opportunity because of the Usos.
Yeah.
So it's 2 birds with 1 stone here.
Yeah. Obviously it was probably, not only did they lose their chance, but they got to see the Usos go to the finals. The spot that they should have been in.
No, and they came out just with the passion, ready to go.
Yeah, their backstage promo, and then right off the bat, just both of them are just on fire. They are not letting the Usos get a damn bit of offense.
It reminds me of the intensity that they would go into with their tag matches with the Revival.
Absolutely.
Where they would run the Revival till they were out of breath.
Yeah, and having this new Uso feel on the other side, it's a different. It's
and wearing completely different outfits.
Yeah. So
they weren't matching in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
One of them wasn't wearing a shirt.
Yeah,
they were wearing different colored pants.
Jay doesn't wear a shirt. Jimmy wears a basketball jersey type of thing. So now
with a built-in fake leather corset.
For now for those of you that couldn't tell them, now you shouldn't be able to. I can tell them apart. But yeah, so the Usos. Shut up. The Usos eventually get the momentum on their side when they tie up Gable's leg in the ropes, and then while the referee is backing Jimmy up, Jay pulls on the other leg, wrenching the leg inside the ropes. Gable goes falling to the outside, and then it's just work on that knee for the rest of the match.
Gets tied up on the rope upside down.
Yeah.
And gets the same
the jumping super kick.
The fucking Mortal Kombat kick that they did to the back of his knee the first time, which is what
Carl Anderson hi-ya kick.
Yeah.
Hi-ya. So then it just becomes knee bars and working the knee, just trying to wear down and then cutting the ring off from Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan desperately trying to get a tag, finally does, goes straight up House of Fire on the Usos.
Yeah, belly to belly ape shit.
And that's, the crowd was excited to see it. That's Jason Jordan's thing, and it's with the fact that there was so much animosity in this story.
Yeah, the fact that it looks like all 3 members of Team Angle had an orgy and that's what popped out. Don't lie to yourself. It's true.
The more you know with Kevin Hawk. He's
You're welcome.
He's able to take on both of the Usos for, the better part of a couple minutes, and then he starts to get worn down because Gable is unable to actually get back up on the apron for the longest time. So, Jordan starts, looking around. He wants to tag, but then he sees Gable start getting back up on the apron.
Gable ends up getting back up and getting hit by one of the Usos, and he falls down. And when he falls down, he lands on his hands and knees.
Yeah.
Which then immediately he goes back to that knee because he landed on both of his knees.
Yeah. And so, once he's finally getting back up, and Jordan is seeing him get up, he's trying to tag, but then he sees that Gable can't even stand on his knee. And he asks him, he goes, "Are you good? Are you good?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then the knee buckles. And
Gable on his knees on the apron is still "tag me," and Jason Jordan's like, No, man.
He's like, no, you stay there. I got this. And then he goes off. You know, ends up getting hit with a super kick, but comes back with this massive clothesline, and he ends up getting the sunset flip. Almost wins the match himself. And then there's at one point he gets hit. Gable tries to get in, and this is after the Usos have made a tag. Jay is now the legal man. Does this diving chop block that just spins Chad Gable around. He is done at this point. Both the Usos back into a corner, double super kick. Jay hits the Superfly Splash, and the Usos become the #1 contenders and will face Heath Slater and Rhyno at No Mercy.
Yeah.
Heath Slater and Rhyno, who have been watching the match, eating crackers and Cheese Whiz, which is their gimmick now. They start talking about how
Beauty and the Man Beast.
Yeah, they start talking about how Heath wants to start getting the crowd more into their gimmick. When I say right, you say no, and the crowd was actually doing it. So I hope he comes out either next week on SmackDown or at No Mercy trying to do that.
Better believe it.
That would
the
be
Usos
so
kind of
funny.
like take a little exception to this because that was their thing.
Yeah, and
it was the Uso thing.
I like this. That it was literally the Usos coming directly from the end of their match and just like still breathing, like just throwing a bunch of shade at Heath and Rhyno, going, you guys stole the victory. No, you cheated at Backlash. We had to wrestle twice, and we still almost beat you. And Rhyno and Slater.
They mentioned something about cake.
Did they say something?
It was like one of the first things they said. Some sort of cake games.
Oh, they tried to. Jimmy tried to give them like weird nicknames instead of Beauty and Man Beast. He said so. I couldn't even.
We called them Ugly and the Wildebeest or something like that. Which still.
You were tired. I'll give you.
There's a reason. There's a reason why the Usos put on really good matches. And
don't do promos.
Aren't known for their promos.
And then they threatened to knock Rhino's crackers out of his hand. He said, "Don't you dare touch my crackers!" And then they
tucked him in like this.
He defended him, and then
they got so mad he crunched his crackers.
Yeah,
he grabbed a handful. He's like
because they tell Heath that they're gonna take out his knee. And then him and his 26 raggedy-ass kids are going to have to go back to the mud hole they came from. And Rhyno crunches his crackers, and the Usos are like, "We're out, bro. we don't want..."
Once you made Rhyno break his own crackers,
you done fucked up. That's the breaking point for Rhyno. Don't make him break his crackers. All right,
how much he loves his own crackers.
We had an Intercontinental title match where The Miz initially was trying to get out of this.
And couldn't.
He couldn't because the deal was that they renegotiated Miz's contract.
Yes, they did.
But
which is what he wanted.
In doing so, last week he agreed that Dolph Ziggler wasn't going to get the Intercontinental title match until his contract was renegotiated. So, that being the fine print, Daniel's like, "Okay, we can cancel the match, but we can cancel your contract too." And Miz is like, "Oh, well, never mind then." So, him and Dolph Ziggler go out and have one hell of a title match.
Yeah, I mean, these guys don't... as of late, they haven't had a match that wasn't good.
Yeah. Well, Miz is doing some of his best stuff being Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, well, recently, absolutely. This current run for The Miz is probably the best he's done since, pre-WrestleMania versus John Cena.
Yeah. Well, his initial run as WWE champion.
Him becoming champion.
Yeah, becoming champion.
The best shit he did, and then he became so stagnant so fast after WrestleMania.
Yeah, so Miz has finally found a place where he is, he's entertaining, he's having good matches, he's got Maurice, which is always a plus. And then going against someone who he works so well with, Dolph Ziggler, all of a sudden having this revitalization of his career also. So both of them are just kind of at a level they haven't been at in a while.
Just don't watch the first episode of Ride Along. Breaks a little kayfabe.
Meh. Watch Ride Along, it's funny.
Just know the first episode until this feud is over.
Watch the New Day parts, that was funnier.
Watch The Club.
The Club is hilarious.
The Club or Is it the same episode as Jericho and Henry? Watch the Jericho Henry episode.
Yeah, I think it is the same episode.
Watch Mark Henry crush an apple with his bare hands.
Legit.
Make it look like Jericho himself.
So,
in the rental car. Mark Henry's gonna have to pay for the deposit.
Now you don't have to watch the episode because I spoiled it all for you.
I only spoiled the last 30 seconds.
You spoiled the finale. That's what the whole thing leads up to.
Eh.
Now you don't have to watch it.
The stories are better.
Yeah. No, Miz and Ziggler, like, the fact that they put on this level of a match on SmackDown, like, their match at Backlash was really good. I think this might have even been better than their match at Backlash.
Yeah,
I felt like this one had me just very much more intent on, okay, what's going to happen next. And Ziggler is, like we talked about this with their match at Backlash, is their ability to use the near fall is just superb. So far the only person to top them is Tommaso Ciampa at the Cruiserweight Classic finale.
Yeah, for me, the one thing that had the up on this one is, I, under no circumstances, thought Dolph Ziggler was going to win at Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
So even when there were really good near falls, I wasn't like, oh my god, it could have just happened. This time, during the match, Ziggler hits a zigzag.
Yeah, this is kind of what leads to the end here, because Maurice gets ejected from ringside because she starts crawling up the stairs and she's got that spray bottle in her, or that spray can in her hand again. The ref catches her and ejects her from ringside.
Yeah.
Miz is begging, no, don't do this, and Ziggler tries to go for an O'Connor roll, and then Miz tries to flip it over. Miz gets shoved forward as Ziggler kicks out, and as he's reeling back, he gets hit with a zigzag.
And I thought Ziggler was going to win.
And it was so close, and the whole crowd was losing their shit at this point. So Miz kicks out of the zigzag, and then you're like, well, shit, okay, now what's going to happen? So Ziggler goes on this pretty good run of offense, which leads to the Miz getting the hell out of Dodge, trying to grab his title and run the fuck away. And he gets almost to the ramp where he gets blindsided by Ziggler, tossed into the stairs. Ziggler collapses because he's been, putting everything he's got.
Miz has a death grip on the title.
Yeah.
Every time he gets knocked down, he's just not letting go.
He's not letting that title go.
His baby.
So Ziggler goes over, grabs Miz, tosses him back in the ring, and as Miz is rolling, he throws the Intercontinental title across the ring. So the referee, being the referee, has to go out and get that out of the ring. When he does that, Miz had picked up the spray can that Maurice dropped, sprayed it in the eyes of Dolph Ziggler, gets up, hits the skull-crushing finale, and retains the Intercontinental Championship.
It was very cleverly done.
Yes, it was.
Because I didn't catch him pick up the spray bottle.
Me either.
But it's brilliant because, Maurice was standing in that corner the whole match.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made sense that it was there.
Yeah. Well, because I watched it again with you, she when she's got the spray can and the referee sees her, she drops it. And then it was at that point that I didn't even realize that she didn't put it down or toss it to the side or anything. She just threw her hands up. But seeing it again, it's just so cleverly done. And then they do a really good job of hiding where the can is as the camera's moving with Miz and Ziggler. That they follow Ziggler after the toss into the stairs.
Well, yeah, it's good because, it's a big distraction that they use the Miz basically to block what's happening because no one's going to think that that's going to be the focal point of anything if they just hurl somebody in that direction.
Yeah.
It's almost it's exactly hiding something in plain sight.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's able to hide it in the belt so no one can see it.
Yeah. So well done. I'm sure this means we'll probably get a third and final match at No Mercy, because the reason this match happened was because Maurice blatantly cheated.
Yeah.
And so with the fact that the same tactic was used to retain the title once again, I'm sure this will lead to a final match at No Mercy, which could be better, maybe not. This match was good. This was my favorite match of SmackDown. But our main event was the two challengers for the WWE Championship, Dean Ambrose versus John Cena. We had a little backstage thing with AJ where he was interviewed saying that, the interviewer talked about his rivalry with John Cena and Dean Ambrose, and he goes, well, a rivalry insinuates that, there's the wanting to be better, but I am the champion, so therefore I don't have a rivalry. And, obviously the only way I'm going to lose this championship is if I'm not the one being pinned.
Yeah, he makes it a point to note that that's why it's a triple threat match.
Yeah.
They have to make it a triple threat match because the only way AJ Styles will ever lose the championship is if he's not involved.
Yeah. But
which is a cool claim for a heel to say.
Yeah.
I can't recall anybody ever saying that about a triple threat match.
The fact that the one who the odds are stacked against, they're the one bringing it up like it's not a big fucking deal. But that's
And for me, it's like the whole shtick though is like completely bullshitting his way through it because it's like, oh hey, I'm that good even though I won the championship by kicking a dude in the balls.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna tell everybody that I'm good enough that I can like easily beat John Cena and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah. And he's convinced that with this match, Dean Ambrose and John Cena are just going to tear each other apart, and there's not going to be much left for him, and it's just going to make his job even easier at No Mercy. So we have John Cena versus Dean Ambrose, which is something that's only happened a couple of times.
Yeah, and they didn't really, per se, tear each other apart.
No. But
they did wrestle.
Yeah.
They had a match.
This is good,
they did some stuff.
Good, solid match.
They did a lot of, like, early on countering each other's finishers.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like the exact opposite of what AJ wanted, which it seemed like both guys were trying to win the match, like, super fast.
Yeah. Yeah. AJ was hoping that the match would last a little longer and they'd
be
do
like
some
super
damage.
violent.
Yeah.
They both end up hitting each other with their finishers, respectively.
Yeah, and both kicking out.
Kick out, which is like, okay, yeah, it's not really pay-per-view, but...
and then
finishers don't mean anything anymore, guys.
And then John Cena, John Cena's gone for multiple AAs at this point. Tries to go for it again, and Ambrose just no, I don't think so, and just like a little roll off of Cena's back, hits him with a little sunset flip, and pins John Cena.
You know what it was? He was up there on Cena's shoulders, and he looked down at his wrists. And he had the WWJJD bracelet on. He thought, what would Jason Jordan do? And he did sunset flip. Because he saw that in the tag team match, he almost won with a sunset flip.
It just worked out better for Dean Ambrose than it did for Jason Jordan.
Well, yeah, he's like, Cena ain't as good as the Usos. He's a part-timer, remember?
Yeah. So Dean Ambrose, picks up a win, pretty much out of nowhere.
Cena rolls out of the ring.
Yeah. So yeah,
he's kind of got this like
he's got the WrestleMania look when he lost to The Rock. He's just like, fuck, that just happened.
He's just got that kind of like, all right, I lost. I'm a little embarrassed. But, hey, you got me. It was alright, I guess.
Yeah. So
good job.
So Dean's celebrating John
Which, here, I'm going to be completely flabbergasted here, by the way.
Okay.
In the span of, like, 2 months, John Cena's lost clean twice. AJ beat him clean at SummerSlam. And now Dean Ambrose beat him clean.
Are there any other signs of the apocalypse that are about to happen?
Mojo Rawley's going to be on the downloadable character of 2K17. Along with Papa Shango.
Oh, no, we're fine
then. You know what negates it, really? Ty Dillinger's going to be part of that deal.
Hell yeah. Perfect. 10.
It's going to be 10K17.
That is awesome. I like it. So yeah, John Cena stands up. He's about to walk away, and then
Put that up as a hashtag in the corner like WWE does.
A wild AJ appears and hits the phenomenal forearm.
Yeah, I really want to know where he actually came from because he did like pop out off screen and smushed Cena.
Yeah. So he hits the forearm on Cena, gets in, ducks a clothesline from Dean. Dean turns around into a Pele kick. AJ's yelling a bunch of shit. He's
like, oh,
talking about how good he is, and Daniel's like, "Hey AJ, that was phenomenal, man. Hey, just want to remind you that Shane did agree that Dean Ambrose would get a one-on-one rematch for the championship. And that match is going to happen next Tuesday on SmackDown." The crowd was so mad. But really, Dean Ambrose just wrestled.
Yeah, but listen, he just got a clean win over John Cena. And there's, in WWE, 0 accomplishments that go more momentum than a clean win over John Cena. Because look what happened to AJ Styles. Clean win over John Cena, wins the title.
But it was a month apart. It was
Doesn't
directly
matter.
Directly after the match is a different story.
Doesn't matter. That's just saying, wins, clean over John Cena, title match, beats Dean Ambrose. If you beat John Cena clean, the next time you wrestle for the championship, you win.
So next week on SmackDown, Dean Ambrose will become a 2-time WWE champion.
If my logic stands, which it probably won't.
It probably won't, because I'm pretty sure AJ's walking into No Mercy as champion.
My guess is Cena will get involved.
Cena, you little bitch.
This is going to kind of make Cena, the crowd kind of go, ooh, maybe Cena's... Maybe this is one of those moments.
Is he going heel?
Is he going heel? And then no, JK. Cena's still a good guy.
Yeah, he'll
shaking Dean Ambrose's hand or something.
Yeah. And then he'll hit an AA on AJ. AJ.
Yeah, that AJ.
Triple AJ.
Yeah. Phoenix. Drago.
So that was SmackDown.
In a nutshell.
I know you haven't watched Raw yet because I did Raw review all by myself.
Yeah, I was at work.
But I feel like SmackDown is still doing so much better with their only 2 hours than Raw's doing with 3.
Yeah, the time has nothing to do with it at this point. We're now realizing that inadvertently trying to make Raw the flagship show is really what's dragging it down.
Yeah, they're trying to put so much credit and just so much. Look at all this stuff that we're doing on this grand show that we have, and you're selling so much, and you're not. It's not leaving us with anything. Like, it's okay, it's wrestling, but we're not like blown away like you want us to be. Where SmackDown's like, hey, we're gonna do this thing. Wow, that thing was really cool. I guess if maybe if you like sell yourself a little short, we might like your shit a little bit more. But
if you weren't so heavy on the storyline portion, and you went a little more to the wrestling portion, Monday Night Raw. Just saying.
But anyway, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Yeah, that's the one. Click all the links down in the description. Take it to all of our social medias. There's also a link to our podcast, which is working this week. So you can check out all of our regular reviews.
We're back.
Podcast
floating
style.
on the SoundCloud again.
For those of you that are listening
so
to us on SoundCloud, you'll want to come over to the YouTube because
it's fluffy in your ears.
That was weird. Coming up this Saturday, we're going to have predictions for Clash of Champions.
Oh, post in the comments below if you have an idea for a predictions wager.
There you go.
Just to let you guys know, we do have the kendo stick right off screen.
You know what,
In case
Lucas?
you want to bring that back.
Lucas is a new guy. He actually wants us to. He wants to see your reaction to the final deletion. By the way,
I already did my reaction to the final deletion.
Delete or decay.
He wants to see my reaction.
Yes.
Did he watch my reaction to the final deletion?
I don't know. I don't know if he's watched
Get
it.
confirmation right now. This is on you, Lucas.
All right, Lucas.
If you have watched it, quote in the comments or something one line that I said during the final deletion and I will watch Delete or Decay.
This guy's got a cool name though. His name is Lucas Zanganelli dos Santos.
Wait, you don't have a picture of him. I think he might have just followed me on Twitter.
Maybe. Because I did.
I just got followed by somebody new on Twitter for the first time in like a year.
I've been tagging you in the punishment videos. So yeah, Lucas, post down in the comments or direct message this guy on Twitter at the Man of Sauce, and quote a line of his from
something I say from that video,
and you'll find that at the Reasonable Wrestling Fans link down in the description.
Do reaction videos, unboxing videos, the punishment videos for our little wagers, and all the other weird YouTube-y shit that happens.
Yeah, there's gonna be a video
YouTube.
coming up pretty soon where I eat a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, I make him eat a bunch of stuff. Well, he can't see it to see if I can't get him to throw up. Maybe
it was the most confusing experience of my life.
Well, I'm glad I could be involved in that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's also says so much about how confusing your life is.
I'm a basic bitch.
Pumpkin spice all the way.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck pumpkin spice.
Yeah, fuck pumpkin spice.